Trevor Milton, thank you so much for speaking to the Wall Street Journal today. You were pardoned by President Trump after being convicted 2.5 years ago on federal fraud charges.
And I don't know him, but they say it was very unfair.
Did you know that Trump was going to call you with this news yesterday?
I had a little bit of a heads up because he called me about a week ago out of the blue. I got a call from my phone showed up and it was like executive offices of the president of the United States, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know if that was just fake or not, because you get so many spam calls. So I answered it, and they were like, hey, can you hold for the president of the United States? I'm like, well, yeah, of course I can, And he hopped on, and he was just like, is this Trevor? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, he's like, how you doing today? And I'm like, I'm doing okay. It's been pretty rough, but I'm doing okay. And he's like, well, you're gonna be doing a lot better now. I've got some news for you. And then he told me, he's like, I'm gonna pardon you. And I was like, holy cow, are you serious? And he's like, yes, I'm gonna. And it's not gonna be just a commutation, whatever. I'm going to give you a full and unconditional innocence pardon, and it's all over. They can't ever hurt you again. And so like I got alerted to it a few days prior, and so it was just crazy. I mean, I didn't expect him to call me again though. I got a call the second time, and that was even more fantastic.
In the courtroom.
Got to see that in the courtroom.
In the courtroom.
What about the juror whose relative was got the Tesla? Do you think that the person should be knocked out?
Prosecutors were asking for more than $600 million in restitution. Is that also wiped out as part of the pardon, or do you have to pay any money to investors at this point?
When the prosecutors go and make a $600 million request to seize my assets, this is another reason why this overreach of the Justice Department is why people don't trust the Justice Department anymore. If they would have come in and said, hey, look, we want a few $100,000, or we want this, or we want that, you could actually say, okay, maybe there's 10 or 15 people out there that invested based upon what they misunderstood me to say, or what maybe I just didn't clarify well enough on a quick podcast. But because they went out with these outrageous desires to seize hundreds of millions of dollars, that's actually what hurt them. And that's part of the reason why I think Justice Department leadership now is like, this is not going to happen anymore. We're done with this stuff.
What has life been like for you in the past 2.5 years since the trial?
Oh man, it's been hell. Look, I used to love the Justice Department. I used to trust them till I went through this. And now I know why people that have been through this all have the exact same comments. They're like, you can't trust them anymore. And I really wish the judges would put a stop to this and make these people play fair.
What's next for you?
Oh man, I'm still trying to figure out how to process this data. All what's just happened in the last 24 hours of my life. Every day when you wake up when you've been indicted and gone through this, you train your mind to not have hope. You train it to not have emotions up or down because you can't handle that emotional roller coaster. It'll kill you. I'm still trying to come out of that mentally. How do I process this, that it's real? The company got destroyed. It went bankrupt. And so all the assets are up for sale right now. So it's definitely something I'm looking at right now. And I may consider picking up either some or those assets. It is a potential and a possibility, but I don't think that that's where I'm going to dedicate my next years of my life. One of the things that I learned from this is I had assumed when you would speak about something, I spoke a lot about my business plans because we were a pre-revenue company. We went public as a pre-revenue company. And so I thought people knew I was speaking about the company in a pre-revenue state. A lot of people can take your words out of context and essentially turn them into something that makes you look bad. So if I do anything next, there'll be heavy disclosures about essentially with a team that'll be there to help explain every interview I ever do. They'll explain what I was referring to. So if someone is ever misunderstood or doesn't understand what I'm trying to explain, every interview I do from now on, when it comes to relating to a company, I'm going to have a group that is defining exactly what I was trying to say so that the prosecutors could never go and lie about it again or misunderstand. And look, if there were people that actually misunderstood me, which I've had a hard time finding that, if there actually was, all I could do is apologize to them. Like, oh my gosh, like it would break my heart. I'm not a person that has any ill intent in me, and you can see it in my eyes. It's not who I am. I never want that to happen again.